What are 3 words to describe Chief Andy? Dedicated, hardworking, and welcoming.
I'd say charismatic, compassionate, and fun-loving.
Dedicated, passionate, and empathetic.
Courage, leadership, and compassion would describe Chief Thiessen.
There's a lot of words that could describe Andy. Passionate, dedicated, easygoing.
I would say that he's strategic, motivated, and interpersonal.
Emotional, loyal, and determined.
3 words that best describe Andy are loyal, inspiring, and compassionate. Andy's the type of leader that never wavered from his commitment to his people, his purpose, and the community he served.
Spirited, I think, is a great word. Compassionate and dedicated. Those 3 words really, for me, describe Andy Thiessen.
I chose commitment. Another word I chose is service. Not only to the City of Morden and our Morden Fire and Rescue, but he was the director on the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs, past president of Manitoba Association of Fire Chiefs, committed and provides service through the Mutual Aid District and to the Office of the Fire Commissioner. Determination is the 3rd word I chose.
It's hard to explain Andy's sense of humor in one example. There's far too many stories that I could share. However, I can say that Andy's never shied away from playing a practical joke. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Midnight fire calls, Wednesday night drill nights, or early morning trainings with new recruits. If there's a practical joke to be played, Andy's on top of it. His playful side reminded us not to take ourselves too seriously.
He's always a bit of a prankster, so I remember it was probably our 2nd or 3rd drill. I've only been on the department 2 years now, but it was 2nd or 3rd drill, and we're burning one of the old change rooms for Gordon Apple. And all of a sudden, Chief comes up from around the corner, and he's just giggling to himself, and then everybody's kind of like, "What's that guy laughing at?" He just kind of walks away outside, kaboom! And turns out he turned in one of those Coleman propane cylinder out of a camp stove. Yeah, once we were kind of all just watching it burn, he threw one of those in there and made a nice little explosion, put a little bit more excitement into the night.
When I was in my level 1 class, Andy was one of my instructors. We were doing the sprinkler drill, so you're taking wooden blocks and practicing blocking off a sprinkler from an industrial setting. And he decided that things were a little too easy, so he grabbed the hose line and started spraying everyone. And just the look on his face, you could tell he was having fun, and it made it fun for everyone because everyone was soaked.
Well, it seems that we were always looking for his glasses.
Andy can get away with things that nobody else can. I've worked the camp day at Tim Hortons with him, and it's always a blast. I love working with him there. And
The phrase that he always liked to use and would tell us guys was "done by noon." I don't know of a project we ever did that we were done by noon.
I think since I've been on the department, I can maybe count on one hand how many times we've actually been done by noon. One evening he approached me after drill, asking if I could come and just quickly look at a wiring problem on his 64 Chevy. After winter was over, we were finally done that project. We had a lot of good laughs, a lot of fun times trying to figure out this problem. When I first walked into his shop, the wiring harness was laying on the floor in pieces. I knew at that point I wouldn't be done by noon.
He likes to laugh and joke around, and he can always find something to kind of, tease us about, whether it's one guy shaved off his mustache today, or, we have another member maybe going to get married, so he likes to give us a hard time about that kind of stuff.
So this brings me back to a story of when we were doing wildland value protection up in Atakaki on some lodges. And we were starting to run low on food, and making light of the situation, we were going to start going fishing, but we didn't have fishing rods, so we had a little friendly competition of who could make the best fishing rod between the 3 of us.
I can't remember the specific event where this occurred, but I do remember getting into a little bit of a wrestling match with Chief Thiessen, kind of an impromptu thing, and so his sense of humor is excellent with all his guys, and you definitely know when it's time for him to be chief and time for him to be a friend.
What I appreciate the most about him is, even though he would have been considered my boss, I considered him my brother.
Non-fire related, he's dedicated to Westside Community Church, always willing to help Morden Community Thrift Shop. One of the major parts of the job is fire prevention. He just took great delight in doing fire prevention presentations in October in the school, and then throughout the year doing hall tours for our daycare centers and children coming in and wanting to see the hall.
The way he takes a specific interest in all his firefighters, and the way he just kind of meets them where they are in life and just kind of unwilling to give up on them during difficult times of life.
I appreciate most about Andy is his kindness, his ability to lead us with strength, and have fun with us while we're on a scene, come back, and he's a friend to everyone at all.
His ability to motivate others to bring the best of themselves to the table. And he does that not by specifically telling them what he needs from them. He just gives everybody the tools and the resources that they need in order for them to recognize what needs to get done.
Anybody who has ever been to an event where Andy has spoke, like the Fireman's Appreciation Dinner, he can't get through a speech about his members without, crying, and he just wears his heart on his sleeve.
I'll miss his open door presence and the feeling that he had time for you no matter how busy he was. His calm confidence during the toughest moments and the ability to make you feel heard. That is what I'm going to miss most about Chief Andy.
Just him, his presence. I mean, he's always there. He's always willing to listen. If you ever have a question or anything like that, you find that when you're talking to him one-on-one, there's nothing else going on in the world. He focuses on you, he makes you feel important, and he lets you know that no matter what your concerns or questions are, that they are important to him as well.
I think the thing that I'm going to miss most about him is not just his leadership abilities as a chief of this department. I think it's also the conversation he brings to the different events and the different tables and different situations that we have encountered as a team. The lightness that he brings into the room, lightening the mood and bringing a smile to everybody's faces with the ease of effort that he brings. So that's what I'm going to miss the most.
I think just his ability to meet you where you're at, like whenever something's going on personally, if good or bad, you come talk to him, and he's always a good listening ear, and he's always got some solid advice to give you.
Coming into the hall for a quick checkup on something, and we're either in his office or in the boardroom, and an hour and a half goes by, and we're talking about a 64 Chevy or kids sports or anything else that came up during that hour, and getting a text from my wife asking when I'm going to be home. I will miss that time talking to him.
Well, coming to work every day is like coming to work with your best friend. And I'll miss his listening ear, his shoulder to cry on, his hugs, and all our daily chats and all the fun and laughs we have.
I think I'm going to miss his heartfelt speeches and just the way he was able to express his emotion for all his firefighters without reserve.
A couple of things on a personal note. When we moved our sister-in-law down, he arranged for 3 firefighters to come and help us unload the furniture at the apartment. And then when we moved ourselves, he arranged for help to come and unload our stuff into storage at my daughter's garage until we could move into our house. And he also kept our fridge and stove at his storage shed. And then when the time came, him and Deputy Chief came and moved them for us back to our house. That meant a lot.
Like I said, he's like losing a brother.
I just am very happy for Andy and just want to wish him all the best in his retirement.